Back in my day, being thirsty meant you wanted a nice cold juice pack, but apparently to the kids today it means something else. No matter what you're thirsty for, look no further. I got what you need. Horchata. This cool and creamy drink is absolutely amazing. It's almost like a rice milkshake, with origins all the way back to Africa and then to Spain. No matter where it started, today I know where it's gonna finish. In my belly. A la cocina. Alrighty, so first things first, we want to clean our rice really well. This is a cup of rice. It's gonna yield us at least 5 to 6 cups of this horchata, so I'm going to rinse it really well to get it clean, let it drain. And now in my pan, I'm going to start with some almonds, just get a nice toast. Back in the day, this was made with tiger nuts. Easy, big fella, it's just a plant. But a small handful of almonds is a common substitute and has a nice, subtle, nutty finish to our horchata. Also going to toast a couple cinnamon sticks as well to release those natural oils. The regular ones are fine, but if you can find the Ceylon variety, which I believe comes from Mexico, it's a little bit softer and has a little bit better of a flavor in my opinion, so that would be the one that I'd recommend. Now, toasting your rice is not completely necessary for this. Some people swear by it. I really don't think it adds too much of a difference, but I do like to just give it a very subtle toast just to warm it up ever so slightly so it absorbs everything better. Toast it if you prefer. Just make sure to drain your rice really well before adding to the pan. Now that it has been toasted, let's get it into our container. And you can see there's really not too much color on the rice. Definitely some nice toasting on the almonds and the cinnamon to release those natural oils. Now, most people wait to flavor their horchata later after the rice is soaked. I say the earlier the better, just to at least get some of those flavors in there earlier. So I'll start with a tablespoon of sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla because I like it on the sweeter side. Then I will cover everything with just room temperature water. It doesn't really matter how much as long as everything is submerged. It's not like it's going to soak it up and cook the rice, so just give it a quick mix to get everything mixed up. And then I will cover it. The longer the better, right? I mean, I'd say at least a minimum of 3 to 4 hours, but I just let it go overnight. You can let it go up to 24 hours just to really get those flavors concentrated, let the rice really soak up the water and get softer. After you pull it out of the fridge, you can see it's really not the most appetizing, kind of looks like pond water, but it is sweet and it is going to make us a fine horchata. It's softened up perfectly for our purposes, but it's not like you're going to put this on a plate and start eating it. But now we want to drain it, so I will grab myself a container and put a strainer over top, pouring all the contents directly into it, reserving the water. Once you let it drain for a few minutes and get all that water out, it'll get even softer and fluffier. And I'm reserving this liquid because I like to use it to make the horchata. It's sweeter than regular water, so if I need to mix it up, I will. I will just grab one of these countertop blenders, get a little bit of the water in there to help it along, then go to town. It's so soft that it really should blend very, very easily in whatever kind of blender that you're using. Rice, nuts, cinnamon sticks, and all. And once you're done, you'll have this incredibly creamy mixture. I mean, it's almost like a milkshake right here. Like, this is super rich and creamy. You can see how thick it is. The texture is really, really nice, but you want to taste this now just to see what you got. We have a good base, but I want to strain this. If you want it super fine, you can use a cheesecloth or an even finer mesh strainer, but this regular strainer is good enough for me just to kind of get it in there and then push it through. So any of those little bits of cinnamon or anything that didn't blend really well, we're just going to catch that. And you can see this is why we do it, just get those little pieces in there so we're left with a really smooth mixture. It's still crazy creamy, almost like an eggnog, and this is just from rice. And we have some good flavor foundation, but I'm going to get another teaspoon of vanilla and sugar, give it a good mix, and you got to taste it. If you like it on the sweeter side or less sweet, I mean, just taste it and adjust to your liking. Now for this, a lot of people go with just water, condensed milk, evaporated milk, some kind of combination. I just throw in a can of coconut milk because I feel like it's the best of all worlds. It's going to thin it out exactly just how I want it, but still keep the nice creaminess, but now it's more drinkable to me, and the coconut just adds such a nice subtle flavor, a little hint of sweetness, so I think it's just perfect just like that. Now you can start pleasuring your mouth with this right away. It is good to go, but like most things, the longer you let it sit, the better. So I'll get it in the fridge. I just like it super ice cold and give it a chance to let those flavors really meld together. It gets even better, and you can serve it right out of this like a punch bowl. You can get a little bit of Rumpelstiltskin up in there if you're looking to have a good time, but this is cool. This is creamy. It's got a nice cinnamon flavor. It's got a nice sweetness, a hint of vanilla. Most adults will be able to find a cocktail shaker. I can only find my protein bottle shaker, so I'll get some ice cubes in there, fill it up with a couple ladles of my horchata, and then I want to give us a really nice shake. Some of the ice might break up in there. That's cool. I like a really super ice cold drink, and then gets a little bit of frothy by shaking it up. You can put some fresh ice cubes in the glass, but this is so creamy and frothy like a milkshake that I just like to pour it over there. I'm making a mess. Don't do that. And then of course I'll garnish it with plenty of fresh cinnamon right over top, as well as a nice cinnamon stick. And there you go, mis amigos. Buen provecho. This is a creamy drink. To me, it looks like one of those creamy drinks that you get in a cafe and pay way too much money for, but it's just amazing to me the consistency that you get from this with just rice. Like, there's no ice cream in this, but it literally has the mouthfeel of a milkshake, and I like to just give the cinnamon stick a nice stir to get it all in there. And this thing goes down so easy. It's so creamy, so refreshing, so delicious. It's kind of different. Like if you're not used to that rice flavor, it's almost like a cereal or a grain up front, but then it's complemented by the nuttiness of the almonds, tons of cinnamon, a little bit of the sweetness on the finish. It's gonna disappear before you know it. You're gonna want to drink every last drop, eat the cinnamon stick, and then, hey, I wonder if this glass is... No, don't try to bite the glass. Not edible. Horchata is so easy to make. It's so worth it. I'm sure you have most of the ingredients in your kitchen right now. If not, run to the store. Don't forget to grab a little bit of rumski while you're there, and tell them Tone sent you.